Welcome to the 80th greatest show where Bob is returned, but we are without both Metal Jesus and Kevin. I'm DJ, this is Tricia, that's Bob.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, how are you doing?
Very not bad.
As the viewers will notice, from a month and a half ago when we last saw Bob, he was a lot more Wookiee-like.
I unwookie'd myself?
You were wookin' per nub in all the wrong places?
Yeah, I was. I was looking for nub.
Hey, we already got a viewer! Woo!
Hi, viewer.
It might actually be me, too, because I have to have the YouTube page open to do the comments. But you know what? I'll take it. A little insight for the viewers. That all of the shows that have the word naked or nudity in the title tend to get a lot of hits. So we're going to give this one a shot. And we are actually going to talk about partial nudity, or what, as Tricia corrected me, it's brief nudity, not partial nudity.
Yeah.
So, and let's just hit that up now. What I'm talking about, Bob, is, you know, if you're watching an HBO show, and right before the show starts, it gives you all the little things like violence, whatever, and then it says brief nudity. There's nudity and brief nudity. I thought it was partial nudity. So what it is, whenever I see the words brief nudity, I'm like, I'm going to see a dude's ass tonight.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I heard the you're gonna see a guy's ass tonight, and then your mouth started moving and nothing was coming out.
Yeah, it's because that's what happened.
Oh.
So
okay, so there's a delay then, is what's happening here.
No. I moved my mouth like I was going to say something, and I just didn't. So what I'm saying is I don't want to see the guy's ass. I know that she doesn't, because that doesn't trip her trigger. But what I notice is, I mean, if you want to see guys' asses, that's all up to you. I understand. But when I see brief nudity, I automatically know that I'm going to see a dude's ass on screen.
Okay, Game of Thrones, their brief nudity was also boobs.
Once in a while. I mean, Game of Thrones is a lot better with it, but if it was in any other show, as soon as you see the words brief nudity, you'd be like, oh, dude's ass. And you know what? The show we were watching before, Game of Thrones, there was a show. I'm not sure what the last show on HBO was, but every single time it said brief nudity, I'm like, and it was a dude's ass every single time. True Blood.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you watch those episodes and you see brief nudity, guaranteed. Now, if it says nudity, that means you could see all kinds of stuff. But brief nudity almost inevitably means some dude's big ass will be on screen, on your screen.
Not on my. Oh man, I don't want his ass on my screen.
All right, we have done the service. It took us about 3 minutes to do it.
You know why?
Why?
Because I have a touchscreen computer.
And you don't want to be touching that.
Yeah. I don't want somebody's ass on my screen if I have to touch that damn thing. That's just.
Well, you know you're not actually touching their ass, right?
Of course. Yeah. So I just got a new Bob Pod, all right? And it's still doing it. Wow, that's bright. It's still doing the thing where it's
yeah, loading.
Yeah, it's been showing the iTunes icon on here for like a few hours now.
Wow. Is your service there terrible?
No. I'm wondering if I should just back out of this and try again. I'll probably back out and be like, finished.
What are you trying to do?
It says apps and data. The options was restore from iCloud backup, which it said I didn't have anything in iCloud backup. Restore from iTunes, which I tried to do that. Set up as new Bob Pod. and move data from Android, which I didn't even think that was possible. So I went to the restore from iTunes backup, and I was waiting, and I was waiting.
I would say that if you've been waiting for hours, then it's not working correctly. So
Is it plugged into your computer or just an outlet?
Totally is. It's plugged into my computer.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I did. Maybe that's not one. Maybe I set it up as a new. I don't remember.
If you set it up as new, it would have been done in a minute or two. Is iTunes open on your computer?
It wasn't. Let me see if it is now. Or it was. Oh no! Don't do that, Bob. Damn it. Okay, here. Let me go to iTunes.
because I'm pretty sure that'll only back that up if you open iTunes.
Well, I had the it showed that it was loading or something. What the hell is this now? iTunes, everything. All right, I'll hit that button. Okay, this computer will self-destruct. Okay. Your movie. See, here's iTunes. Oh, okay. There's a problem. I had the iTunes page up, but I didn't have the downloaded iTunes into it. So that's probably what the problem is. All right. Yay! We're fixing it.
I'm great tech support.
Great tech support.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm the opposite.
Well, and you know what? That's going to cost you about $115.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
Why do you think my first question was, what do you have it plugged into?
Now, what generation is this? No, because the last one that I had like a little button thing down here that lets you put a lanyard onto it or something. This one doesn't have that.
It's probably the 5th generation.
Yeah,
It looks like the ones my parents have. And it's using the
Is that
latest,
the-
so most likely it is the 5th generation.
Is that the latest generation?
Of iPod, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, not that it looks like much, but I got the iPad Pro with the pencil for my birthday.
But it's got to stretch this out then, like yours?
Yeah. Use a rolling pin.
Oh, yeah. Good thinking.
It'll be your Bob Pod ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. We're going to see the new X-Men movie tomorrow. Because yesterday.
We saw it last night.
Ooh, nice. As of yesterday, me and my wife have been married for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just 8 more and you'll catch up to us.
You guys been married for 18 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? And keep in mind that I'm happy with this one. It's not like it's been a slog to get here even. Help me.
Look, now we both have a black cat on the shirt.
Yes.
Oh wait, mine's kind of gray.
Yours is a bat.
Mine's a bat cat. Yep.
Batcat. The Batcat one. That's pretty cool.
The 27th. Okay, so it's our anniversary on the 2nd. It's my parents' anniversary on the 20th. And it's yours on the 27th.
Yes, we got married on Memorial Day weekend. And the thing that's fucked up is we just found out here not that long ago when our anniversary was. We didn't know. We had no idea when. Both me and my wife.
Did you know it was kind of at the end of May?
We knew it was Memorial Day weekend, which is always a 3-day weekend. So we always celebrate it for like the most convenient day of the 3-day weekend or the entire weekend, whatever. But we didn't know actually what day it was on. It was that 3-day weekend.
See.
Yeah.
Well, and with Memorial Day weekend not being a specific number, and with it changing on a yearly basis, then
Right.
that would, like if you got married on Thanksgiving, you'd know that you got married on a Thursday,
Right.
but
Yeah. Excuse me. I have so much tired.
I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, and that would be 14 hours ago now, 15 hours ago.
Oh, yeah.
So, so for your anniversary, I mean, did you do anything else, or is the movie it, or have you been celebrating, or do you celebrate all weekend?
We don't really do anything for it. In fact, like we don't get each other anything, not even so much as a card. We just never really have. But we usually go out to dinner or breakfast, go out and see a movie or something, and it's I don't know. We don't really. Oh, what is this? Do you want to run or save? Do I want to run this or save it? I think I want to run it, right?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes, run. But yeah, we don't really do anything for it, which is kind of like both of our choices. It's not that I'm cheap. It's just that she doesn't
Want it?
Oh, are you still there? You are.
Did you enjoy X-Men: Days of Future Past?
I did. I don't remember much about it right now. That's the one where Wolverine goes back in time, right?
Yes. Okay,
I did.
So here's the spoiler about X-Men Apocalypse. There's X-Men in it.
Wait, what? Yeah. I had
to say that fast enough so nobody would go, "Don't ruin it for him."
So, I remember for our 5th anniversary, we went to an X-Men movie in Biloxi, because we went to Biloxi for our 5-year anniversary.
Wow. I'd have to Google which one that was.
Biloxi, Mississippi?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went there for our 5th anniversary because we never had a honeymoon.
Wow.
So we went there, and then we drove over to New Orleans.
2000?
No, not 2000. Keep trying.
2002?
No, not 2000.
2004?
Were you saying 2000 or 2003?
Well, the first one was 3.
Yes.
3. Sorry, I okay. And that would be X2. So the second X-Men, the better of the 2 original X-Men.
The first one was pretty good too, though. I was pretty impressed with the just the man, the superhero movies in general.
Well,
bless you.
The my favorite part of the X-Men 2 is that these people break into a place where, while they don't necessarily intend them to be dangerous, every single individual in there is dangerous. That's like walking in with your gun going, "I'm going to take everyone down," and you're standing in the middle of a telekinetic convention.
Right. It's like going to high school.
But everyone else has superpowers, and you have a tiny gun.
We have superpowers. What do you have? I have a slice of cheese on my sandwich. Okay. Did we mention the TV?
Lactose intolerant then.
Yeah.
Huh?
You better hope one of the X-Men are lactose intolerant then, otherwise you're sunk.
Nice.
Like, stand back, I've got gluten.
Old Mickey used my cheddar. Do you guys watch Flash?
Yeah.
The Arrow?
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Supergirl?
No.
We don't, but only because it's on CBS, but now that it's coming to CW, we will be.
And Constantine?
We did while it was on.
Wait, is
awesome.
it still on somewhere that I don't know about?
Is it still on?
Yeah, no, it was canceled after the first one, after the first season.
Then we watch.
Which is cool. That's amazing. I love the fact that they're all kind of like they're all mingled together and stuff. That's great.
And
too much for me.
And there's going to be more. The Raven chick, I think it was, that had the magical powers on Arrow for a little bit there.
Uh-huh.
She's either going to get her own show or she's going to be joining one of the other shows on a more regular basis. So there's that expansion. And there's all the characters that they haven't even given the powers to yet that we all know are coming.
Right? Yeah. Like Wally.
Wally, Jesse Quick.
It's the one who just showed up. What the hell is his name? He showed up at the end of Legends.
Oh, yeah. Wait, oh no.
He's I just learned his Hour Man is what he is.
Hour Man. Yeah, I couldn't remember his real name though. I was thinking it was something Tyler or something, isn't it?
Rex Tyler.
Rex Tyler? Yeah, I had looked it up. He said his name. I was like, who the hell is that? And I looked it up and I started reading about him. And oh my gosh, here's the thing about these shows is that my buddy, he's like, man, if you see this before me, don't give me any spoilers because you told me about this. And I'm like, dude, I didn't tell you about the show. I told you the comics. This is shit's been common knowledge for the last 40 years or, however long it's been. I said, it's like just my knowledge that I have is a spoiler for these shows. Not like I know what's going to happen in this episode, but as soon as like Wally West shows up, I'm like, fucking Wally West? That's like Kid Flash and then becomes the new Flash. And like, so I mean, I'm like, this is like built-in spoilers. These shows have been around forever.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on. And so every time somebody new shows up on screen, I get this big, groan from next to me and going, oh, that's going to be so-and-so. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Like Curtis, who's Felicity Smoke's buddy from Palmer Tech. He's going to be Mr. Terrific.
With the balls with the T's on them and stuff.
Yes. It's totally going to be what he is. But I want to know if they're going to drag this out because we all know it's happening. But wait.
Dude, the episode of Legends, the cowboy episode, the damn cowboy turns around and his face is fucked up. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh,
that was
Jonah Hex, yeah.
Jonah Hex. We even went and saw the movie. In fact, I might have it. I don't think I cared for the movie that much.
I didn't, but I don't like Westerns either, so.
Right.
Which is odd.
Still.
Like the Civil War. Like the event, not the movie. Well, the movie's good too, but I mean, I'm a Civil War buff.
Yeah. Civil War. So, iTunes is at 41%. Just thought you guys should know.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Is it so often you able to butter your testicles?
Well, I was thinking about it. That would just make it easier, to get my jeans on and off.
It's true. Wait, you go commando?
No, just gonna find out.
No, I don't. Every once in a while, I think. Yeah, I am now. But it's not an always thing. It's like if I wake up and throw pants on, then yes, stuff like that. Get out of the shower, throw pants on.
Sounds like you just need to hide underwear around your house.
It's true.
Oh, good thinking.
Yeah, right?
Now, keep in mind that we live on the second floor of our building, but when I'm walking around nude in the house and the windows are open, she's like, people are going to see you. I'm like, hey, they deserve anything that they unfortunately get to see. And I'm not Wow. Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, so.
Since you're going to the kitchen, you know what it is.
We're going to have to hold this.
Wow.
I'll hold it. Yeah, that works. She loves me.
Yeah.
18 years to get to this point, though.
Yeah, who really wants to start over again at 0?
Right? Terrible. Do I have to hold it like that?
Yes, you do.
What is that? What are you making?
He's making tutus.
Oh.
They're all rubber banded together here, but this is a finished one with wool on it. It's what I get paid to do this for a crafter lady here in town.
Nice.
So yeah.
That's pretty cool. It seems like there's like lots of money making opportunities there.
There are. There's a lot of everything here. I mean, there is no, you would not be able to come here and stay for any length of time and go, I'm bored. It doesn't happen. There is way too much going on.
And the thing that's screwed up is that I don't, I'm okay not doing stuff.
I am too, but what I'm saying is you can never sit in the house and go, God, I'm so bored. There's nothing to do. Oh yeah, there's something to do. You just get your ass up off the fucking couch and go out and do it. Hell, I only have to cross the goddamn street that's just south of us to find a sports bar, for instance, where I can watch sports ball and eat good food.
Sports ball?
Sports ball. That's the generic term for all sports except for combat ones, which then it's sports fist.
Oh. You're just making shit up, aren't you?
Well, lots of people use sports ball, but I just came up with sports fist.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can make these tutus for this lady at home, but then I can also go to her house and I can work on stuff there too. So it's nice to have this work at home stuff now because that kind of pays for, well, it pays a lot more because I can get that done while I'm sitting at home. But that way I spend $5 every time I go to her house on public transportation. So it's nice to have something where I've made money at home to offset that $5 at least.
Right. Do you guys have a car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is just public transportation is just too convenient?
Well, DJ has the car 98% of the car's life, and she lives in the downtown south or northwest Portland area, and it's crazy crowded and scary to drive down there. Like I have not driven over there at all. I could tell you I have gotten adventurous with my driving though lately. So anyway, and then even if I did drive there, then I'd have to pay for parking. And I would most likely pay more than $5 in parking for a day.
Yeah.
Why? Siri keeps listening to me and I'm not talking to her.
Kind of creepy.
You did that to me twice today.
That is creepy.
So okay, you guys, you have interstate somewhere in Indiana. Do you call it interstate or freeway?
I think, see, I'm not a driving person, but I think most people call it interstate. Like just the, I whatever.
So until you get over here to the coast and everyone calls it the freeway, and then you get really confused because you're like, what the hell is a freeway? Because it has a line in front of it and a number.
Right.
So, I mean, so in North Dakota, we took the interstate to get from Bismarck to my parents' house in Beulah. And, the speed limit's 75 and it's 2 lanes going both directions. And, it's a quick way to travel across the state. In Portland, the interstate is 3 to 6 lanes of traffic going in either direction. And it's crazy busy and super crowded. And the speed limit is like 65, but you generally go somewhere between 9 and 20 miles an hour because of traffic.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the city. So especially during rush hour, they have special reports on TV and the news that tell you how slow things are going. everybody tells me, "Oh, well, to get to this place, you just hop on the I-5," and I'm like, "No, that's not going to happen." But it's so close. No, I'm not going on the. It's I-205 is the closer one. So I-205. No, that's not happening. I am not jumping on that.
I think we have two of them that go north and south, the I-5 and the I-205. But then going east and west, is that
84, I-84.
Is that okay. So we have three of them going through here.
Well, the 205 is technically an offshoot of the 5. Yeah. So, because I guess that interstates aren't allowed to have more than 2 numbers. And all the number ones are just shards of those big ones.
Oh.
Yeah. So, like, when I went through St. Louis on one of my many trips through St. Louis, and I've never seen the fucking arch.
I seen it.
Yeah, I hate you. So, but I ended up taking, I don't know, remember, 29, I think is maybe the thing. So I ended up being on the 229 and the 429 and the 529. And I'm like, there's a lot of fucking interstates down here. Well, no, they're just things to get you around the city instead of having to go straight through the fucking thing, which is because I accidentally went through St. Louis one day and it was fucking terrible.
Yep, we went and saw, it was Metallica and System of a Down and Kid Rock, and I don't remember how many. There's a lot of bands there, but we went and seen that.
We live in a place where their bands come to. It's kind of awesome.
Well, we have some that show up. I don't know who's all coming this year, but we've got the park where we play our amp guard at. They've got throughout the summer concert in the park. It's a free concert where they have like a band or somebody show up there. Pretty cool.
A band that I like, Wilco, is coming here for the second time since we've lived here. This I think it's in September maybe. I was kind of shocked because I got an email that said that pre-sale tickets were going on sale the other day. And it was actually, the email that I got was the day that I was wearing my Wilco shirt from the last show that I saw them at last summer.
Wow.
But I was so disappointed at that show that I didn't even care about getting tickets for the next one.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, they really disappointed me.
Hey, have you shared this link on Facebook?
I haven't.
I don't think I did, now that you mention it. I said it. I was reading it. I literally read it to my wife. Share.
Then you were like, "Fuck that shit! I'm not doing that. I don't want any viewers."
Oh, I got sidetracked. That happens.
What? That's never happened in the entire history of the world, Bob. You have been so laser focused all the time.
I shared it.
Shared. Boom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll start talking about something. What the hell is this? Oh, that's that. It's a paracord thing that I got. It allows you to make like paracord bracelets and stuff.
Right.
Speaking of being distracted.
Yeah, I know. I did that on purpose. I knew it was.
I'm not fooled, Bob. I know what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It allows you to make monkey fists, and I've done that. I've made 2 monkey fists, not from this, but just because they were cool. And what's those one things called? Slings? Where you put a rock in it, and I made 2 slings.
What's a monkey fist?
Monkey fist. It's a well, you were in the Navy. You should know that. I don't know if you'll ever get that connection. Okay, what it is you have got a ball that's like made of it. A lot of times it's rope, but they make out paracord too, where you have the rope going this way and this way, and there's like 4 different directions that this goes, and it creates this tight ball of rope. And then the reference to the boat thing is that it's then used to toss your line to another boat or whatever, because it's just a heavy rope weight. Hold on, I'll grab one. I got one sitting here.
Okay.
Got one sitting here somewhere. Nope, that's the sling. And okay, so here's the sling that I made. This thing is just a little basket made of the paracord here, and then it has a knot on one side and a slip knot on the other. You put the slip knot over your finger, and you hold on, you tighten it down, and then you hold on to the knot. So once you get your rock spinning in there, when you let go of the knot, it releases, and that allows you to shoot it and like kill giants and stuff. That was a biblical reference. And the monkey fist.
This is very educational. Professor Bob is speaking.
iTunes has been successfully installed on my computer.
Woo!
Finish. Okay, the monkey fist. Bob, damn it, go away. Oh yeah, I agree. Like I'm gonna read all that shit. Here's the monkey fist. So it's like a cube, but round. That's all paracord. This particular one, what's inside of this one is another monkey fist. Because I tried it and I liked it, but it was too small. So I made another one around it using that as the core. So that's like one inside the other. And then it has the rope coming off and here. So you can take another loop and kind of like loop it into this loop. And now you have, it's common to have ball bearings in them or whatever, like the big ball bearings to give it weight. And even this one here that doesn't have, it's just string. And that thing got some weight to it.
So now that you've said that it's like to throw lines back and forth between ships, I remember that drill in boot camp, but I don't remember anything specific about it.
Yeah, well, that was something that I seen on it. I don't know if I seen some really neat stuff with those. One of them was a keychain this dude had, and it was probably about a hand and a half. So it probably was about that long. Well, probably about this size then. And what it was two of these on the top, and then the handle was like wrapped around, and then it had the cord on the bottom like this, and it had a one of those clips, those like D-clip type things.
Like a carabiner.
Yeah, that's the word. Is that what she said? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my hearing isn't that great. So it honestly looked like dick and balls, but what it was is the guy's keychain, and it was his weapon because he's able to take this and he's able to use it as a weapon by holding onto the thing and swinging that thing around. But also, if you take the carabiner off, you can take this part here and just it unravels, and you have a bola. You had a long rope with a ball on each side that you could use it to, like, who carries a fucking bola on them?
True.
Yeah.
I think the word is bolo, though.
Bolo?
Bolo, I think. I don't know. I'm not an expert in these things.
But who has one? I know that they normally have 3 balls on the bolo, but...
But you live in the most dangerous neighborhood in Portland.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
The report was 2 years old, so I don't know if it's still completely accurate or not, but yeah.
Wow.
Our neighborhood was listed as the most dangerous neighborhood in Portland.
Wow. Oh, what's all?
I think in 1 year it said something like there were 10,000 incidents reported to cops or 10,000 phone calls to cops. And then the neighborhood he works in, Lentz, had almost 7,000.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
So I'm checking out a carrier the other day, and the only reason I mentioned this related to work is that I was trying to drive down the street to get to the carrier. Well, I happened to turn down a street where there's like cops, like 6 cars deep on both sides of the street, and I'm like, and some lights were on, and some were. I'm like, oh shit, did I make a wrong fucking turn? But they were just talking to somebody, so I was very confused. So I drove through because I had a vehicle that I don't feel comfortable backing up in. And I drive down the street, and I get to the carrier, and I start talking. I do what I need to do. But I mean, just turning, and it's like a wall of police. I was like, no! Oh my God, I'm going to get shot.
Wow. Walls of police are not the best of things to have.
No, but I guess I would rather have walls of police rather than gunfire being exchanged while I'm taking that street.
Right.
After they show up rather than before.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess there's worse things you can have walls of.
Testicles. Walls of testicles would be bad.
With butter on them.
Especially with butter. Because you just slide right on. You couldn't get anywhere.
Wait, you touch them?
Well, maybe you're looking for a door.
Oh.
What if
my God, which one of these is the knob?
Oh. Well, that's what it takes. Yeah. So, you got mail.
It may take a few minutes to set up my Bob Pod.
Woo!
Yeah. I got the blue one. She said there's gold, blue, and pink. I said, well, obviously pink's out of the question, right? I said, that leaves the guy. I said, how does gold look? And she's like, well, I was like, give me the blue.
Now, wait a minute.
And maybe they just weren't at your store, but there is black and silver, I want to say, also. But they might have been out of them.
But Bret Hart made it okay for guys to have pink.
Well, I'll tell you what is weird is that, like, I'm totally into the medieval stuff. I mean, obviously, right? So, apparently, back in the day, which I think was a Wednesday.
Yes.
Pink was the color for guys, and blue was the color for girls. And then somewhere during time, it kind of, like, switched over. It was a purple was a color of royalty, and pink, it's just like the way that it was, supposedly. I don't know for sure. This is what I'm hearing. And at some point, it switched over to where guys are blue, and if you wear pink, that means that you're gay, and blue is blah, blah, blah. Well, and what's weird is that now it's starting to switch back.
Well, so this is rose gold, and I know that's really hard to tell over a computer, but Apple started making all their new products in the space gray and the silver and rose gold. Like, those are generally the three colors everything comes out in.
Yeah.
And when we watch, we listen, I guess. Yeah. But whenever I see like Twitch shows, This Week in Tech, the tech shows, a lot of the guys are getting rose gold Apple products. And their watch comes out in rose gold now too. But they all seem to have rose gold.
Wow.
So my phone and my iPad are rose gold, and it looks like my iPad mini is
gold.
Oh, is it gold?
Yeah, it's gold.
Oh, okay. I guess I have gold.
So still, I guess, on topic, but with something you mentioned, do you know why the color of royalty is purple?
I do not. I probably did.
Purple is the first dye that was ever discovered.
Oh, wow.
And obviously, if you're rich and royal and of the like, you can afford purple.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have the iCloud?
Well, we do
the
we
free
don't pay
5
for the
gigabytes.
Yeah. We don't pay for it.
Because I have a thing here that says turn off iCloud or upgrade to iCloud Drive.
I would not upgrade, but I wouldn't turn it off either.
Well, those are the only two options.
Well, do you have more than 5 gigabyte? Oh, how do you make him?
Go there. Okay.
Okay, let's see. No, you will not.
The options there.
Oh, iCloud Drive. That's for yeah. Go ahead and turn that on.
Turn it on.
iCloud Drive is okay, yeah, because
Oh.
that's what stores your documents.
Oh, wow.
Unless, of course, you don't use, like if you don't use numbers or you don't use pages.
Does it cost more or anything?
No. No, though, well, actually, you probably won't need it because you don't have any other iDevices, right? Because you have an Android phone and a Windows computer, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna need it. I mean, you can always turn it on later, but you can leave it off. Because basically what that does is if I'm working on a document on my laptop and I decide to go to my iPad, that document is stored in the cloud so that I can access it from any Apple device that I am logged into.
And here I have the iCloud keychain. Oh my gosh. I'm going to say don't use that too.
No, a lot of it's not really going to be that useful to you if you're not using more than one Apple device.
Hello Siri. I don't know why. I never used it on my old one. Okay. Diagnostics. Send to Apple or don't. What the hell? Why can't you just simple on-off button?
I would send to Apple so they can fix things.
It got real sunny outside.
Yeah, it did.
Share with app developers. Are you guys doing that?
Yeah.
Get started. Bet your ass I wish to continue. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of icons. Okay, install now. New software update. Already? I just started and there's already an update.
Yeah, it's because you're out of the box and whatnot. While you're waiting for your update, you should share it on Facebook, the link to the post.
Share what?
Mm-hmm.
The show for Facebook.
I did.
I thought we both did.
Well, I got a notification for her. I didn't get one for you. Interesting.
Hit the share button. The page is still up. Or you know what I'll do? I'll go to Robert Miato and see if it shared it. Yeah, it shared it on there.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I wonder if I did it wrong. Remember how the link thing wasn't working last time?
Maybe. Wait, it was 6 weeks ago.
Is that what I? Oh, it says 3 shares now.
There we go. Okay. Yay.
I went to mine, and then when I went back to that, it says 3 shares. Let's see who shared it. Okay, Tricia, DJ, and Robert.
Yay! So then I must have gotten the notification.
Verifying update. Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been sucked into a Game of Thrones article that I just saw on Facebook.
You know, I haven't watched any of the new ones yet.
Well, we have
I own the.
So we get to watch it. You know, like on Sunday, I'll get to watch it at 6, but on our Apple TV.
Nice. I think I was watching on that app. That Showbox, I think I was watching it on there. The last guy, I own the first 3 seasons. How many seasons do they have now?
We're on season 6.
Yeah, we are. Okay, and I, for some reason, don't have it on my shows anymore. So let me go to shows. What do they do? Take it off there? TV shows. Search. Game of Thrones is right there on top. Yeah, they got five episodes of season 6, and I have it starred, so it should be in my library. Bob, damn it, why aren't you in my library?
Maybe you don't have books there. In the library. Maybe the Vashta Narada have removed all of your library items.
Yeah, what's that?
Those are the shadow things in Doctor Who in the library.
Oh. Okay, I figured it out.
Here's
I was looking under
reference.
Yeah. Doctor Who rocks. I'm still saddened that they were no longer on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because I watched them all the time. Like, if I was... The earlier episodes, I watched over and over and over again. Like, if I'm doing something out in the apartment, fuck it. I'll just let it play while I'm doing stuff.
That's what I've been doing with all the Marvel Cinematic movies. Is I watched Iron Man the other night before bed, and I watched Incredible Hulk 2 nights ago with her begrudgingly. And I'm watching them in the order which they should be viewed. And so the next one that I'll watch will be Iron Man 2, because that's the next one. And the reason you watch Incredible Hulk before Iron Man 2 is because on the TVs in the background of Iron Man 2 are the events of the Incredible Hulk.
That's cool. Now, I was telling a buddy of mine at work yesterday that I feel that they should make a DC box set. So you have like season 1 of Arrow, season 2 of Arrow, season 3 of Arrow mixed with season 1 of Flash, like alternating episodes. And then season 4 with season 2 alternating. And then you have like the next show kicks in where it has that show, where it has them all kind of like, how cool would that be for box sets?
That's a little deep. I don't know if the world is ready for that.
No, this is cool. It's fine.
Hey, welcome, new viewer. Oh,
New viewer. Are they on already?
They're back. I think maybe they're having some connectivity problems. I don't know. We have a question and answers, and you can comment on the YouTube video, and I can see them both. So just so that you're aware, the question and answers is on the Google Plus event page, which may or may not be a little harder to find. I can sure share a link if you want me to.
We're currently talking about nudity.
Yes, just like the title says. Speaking of nudity, what season are you on of Game of Thrones?
I have finished 5 and I haven't started 6 yet. But man, is there a lot of nudity?
There is, and there's nothing better than seeing Daenerys Targaryen nude. Let me tell you that. She has been my favorite character. But I mentioned the other day to someone that I was being swayed by somebody else all of a sudden. Basically, my 4 favorite characters are Daenerys, Jon Snow, Tyrion Lannister, and Arya Stark.
I'm becoming a little bit of a fan towards the end of the 5th season. I was actually becoming a little bit of a fan of, what's his name, Jaime Stark?
Jaime Lannister.
Lannister, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I just said that. He was, after spoiler alert, after the whole hand incident, he was treated like shit for a while, and then he's like now starting to realize how badly he treated people, and he's starting to become less of a dick.
But
yeah, exactly.
I'm super. Brandon Stark. I'm also, so I guess I have 5. So Brandon,
Who's
Brandon, the one that's up. So what?
Who's the daughter with the needle?
That's Arya.
Arya.
Yeah.
Okay,
And Brandon's the one that went north of the wall and is going to be searching out the three-eyed crow. I don't know if you've reached that point yet.
Crow? Yeah, he started having visions and stuff.
He's the one that's paralyzed.
Yeah. So I mean, those are the 5 that I'm most interested in that show, and I don't know if it was designed to be that way for me, but I mean, the other characters are kind of like, yeah. Let's get on to the good stuff here. I want to see the 5. Let's go for it.
I gotta love the midget, dude. He's cool. He's cool as hell.
Devious motherfucker.
What's that?
He's a devious motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. If I had to be a midget, I'd pick that one.
So I didn't have my water bottle with me today for lunch. So one of the carriers was in the break room with me, and I asked to borrow $1. And when we started talking about Game of Thrones, and he goes, "But you got to pay me back." And I said, "A Lannister always pays his debts." And he kind of looks at me funny, and I'm like, "You haven't seen the show yet, have you?" He's like, "No, I want to watch it when it's over so I can watch everything start to finish." I'm like, "So that reference makes no sense to you? Come on."
Wow. In that case, I'm keeping the $1.
No, the pop machine didn't work, so I gave him the $1 back right away because it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't taking it at all. So I'm like, I found a styrofoam cup in one of the cupboards, and I used it for water.
Wow.
It really sucks that your wife has bought you water bottles and you choose to forget them at home.
I forgot it at home.
I bought us new water bottles a couple weeks ago at
I think mine need to be washed.
At Costco. They're the vacuum insulated kind, so it's supposed to keep cold drinks cold for 24 hours and hot drinks hot up to 12.
Wow.
It works. I mean, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't say it's 100% foolproof, but I mean, it's you got the same. I noticed the same expected temperature every time I open it. So
That's cool.
Figured with all the volunteering I do during the summer, it'd be nice to have cold water.
yes.
Right. I use this for my cold water.
Ah.
My large Bubba keg. It's weird because, like, let's say I only drink half of it. Well, if I only drink half of it, the next day when I go to open it to put ice in it, there's still tiny little pieces of ice floating in it. If I put something warm in if I put, let's say, hot coffee in there, half hour later, it's starting to get warm and it's like losing its hot, like, right away. Yeah. Listen.
Yeah. So, Bob, the season of Game of Thrones that we are currently on, 6, is the first season that George R.R. Martin does not have a book written for yet.
Oh, so they're just like, is he producing that, or is it like?
What I understand actually happened. Well, okay, so what they announced at first was kind of vague generalities. Where like, George, you gonna be done? Yeah, I'll get it. George, you gonna be done? I'm working on it. George, you gonna be done? No, I'm not gonna make it. George, we're gonna just go without you. Is how they presented it to you. But it sounds like what the writers did was basically they're like, this is what we want to do. We need background on these characters so that we're not deviating way far away from what you intended, but so we can keep going with our story. We're just not waiting for you anymore.
Right. That's cool. Update complete. Continue. Woo! Man, I am so my damn password in. Y'all just okay. Hold on a second. Okay, password is in.
Yay! Did you lube it up first so the password ran smooth?
What? Updating iCloud settings. Man, what the hell?
Well, if you hadn't waited 4 hours to download iTunes, you'd been on through this already.
I know, right? 4 hours. I just plugged it in and pulled up the site and walked away and.
All right, last one.
Okay. I'm gonna minimize you for a second, so I may be close, but I'm gonna check the YouTube page because it doesn't look like it's updating. It actually does.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so I'm up. I'm running. I'm good. I'm golden.
Woo.
And most of the stuff I don't use. Like the wallet and the box, iBooks, news. Do you guys got stocks?
No. Well, no. We have investments, but we don't have specific stocks that we follow.
Yeah.
So I don't use that I don't use that feature on there.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay. Allow camera to access your location. No, I don't need that.
Why not? Don't you want it to tag where your pictures are from? So that you go,
No.
oh, this is the most beautiful bare ass I've ever taken a picture of. Where did I take this? I didn't turn on location services. No!
Okay, guys, smile. There. We have a picture of us all together.
Oh, yay!
Until we actually get together.
He's got to click on it.
There
Hold
we
it
go.
up there.
Yeah, we're not. That's
That's
funny.
funny.
That's pretty cool.
Sorry. It was unprofessional of me.
Because you don't have your shirt tucked in.
There's an inside joke that we need to describe off camera.
Okay, so I've been playing Minecraft a lot. Me and the kid were playing, and he had one of his friends on there, and so we're all playing. And man, it's cool. I like the game and all, but you know what? Playing a game with a 16-year-old, it's kind of like, well, you're playing a game with a 16-year-old. You know how that goes. So,
I can only imagine.
what?
I can imagine him probably saying, oh my god, I'm playing this game with a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, it just said that my battery's just about to die on my computer, which is weird since, I did that whole plugging it in thing. So apparently, the cord I plugged it into wasn't plugged in.
That or you nailed the table and it unplugged.
All right, so. Okay, so now I have unplugged the fan, so I'm going to, at work they do that. They have to unplug the fan so that we can sweep the floors. And every time they do that, I think, wow, you guys are so bright right now. When they unplug the fan and the fans are spinning slowly to a stop, all I could think of is that scene in Total Recall as they're all like dying when the
air stops being circulated. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they're all like looking at the fan, going like, no, and they all start dying, and that's what I think is the fan stop, because it's basically the same thing,
right? Yeah, because you're gonna die now.
Yeah. The orange is awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Speaking of dying, have you watched Fear the Walking Dead?
I watched some of it. I don't know how far.
We just finished episode 3 because we got it on Hulu, and I hate all the characters. I don't like any of them. None of them make me go, I really want to watch this.
Right. We're hoping it gets better.
Well, something my dad always used to say is you're going to hope in one hand and crap in the other and see which one fills up first.
But I'd rather take the butcher's word for it. That was a different saying. I do have, I think I am current on the regular Walking Dead, and I just bought issue 13 of the comic, of the trade of the comics.
Well, I was gonna say the trade number 13 because they're on like 150 something, aren't they?
Right.
Hey, do you have your free comic book day comic books?
Oh,
I do. I do. Here's the Walking Dead one that I just got. This is volume 13. I will grab those and I will be right back.
Okay.
Okay, we'll entertain the 2 viewers. My Pokey.
I guess you can.
I get excited very easily.
Yeah. Need the chapstick.
Okay. So all the viewers out there, she wears some really tight pants, and it's very awesome. She got like the leggings, like the that type of pants.
Okay, I had a stack in there, and I grabbed the stack. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi.
So I not only did I get free comics at Free Comic Book Day, but they were also selling a bunch of other things. One of them was a grab bag where for $5 you can get a stack of comics like this big. So I did that.
Okay.
How many comic book shops did you go to?
I only went to one.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't have access to one, I believe.
Yeah, there's not many around me.
DJ worked that day, so I went around to the comic book stores, and I went to 3.
At least 3.
And then DJ and I both went to the 4th. But there's probably at least a dozen.
So.
Okay, what do you got first?
Wait.
Oh.
Well,
I'm looking for
what I was going to do is do a quick recap for those that watched last week because we did Free Comic Book Day. So, a recap is the 4 Doctors.
Okay.
Steve Rogers, Captain America. Rom.
I don't think I got Rom.
Oh. Young terrorists. Something called Mixtape, which we got for the first thing was Squarrior. No, the last one, Squarriors, which are Squirrel Warriors.
Squirrels.
We got Arch. We got Legend of Korra. We got Bruce Lee, the Dragon's Fist. We got Civil War II.
Damn.
Yeah, we're not done yet. Look at the stack. So, Valiant, Worlds of Aspen, Assassin's Creed. Wait, that's not right. Assassin's Creed. Yeah. Pink Panther.
My wife got that one.
Hilda. Pokemon.
You gotta catch them all.
You do.
You got that one.
Oddly Normal. DC Superhero Girls.
My wife got that one too.
Okay. Sanjay and Craig. I'm almost at the end. Strawberry Shortcake.
My wife got that one.
And then the 75th anniversary of Captain America, which is a magazine, and it's more of a info thing than it is like a comic. So
it sounds to me like Laura and I need to have our own podcast about Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Did she get Grumpy Cat?
Did not. The 4th one that she got, because we were only able to get 4 at this particular comic shop. She got the Batman versus Superman one, I believe. Or there was a Batman one. No, I got the Batman versus Superman. So it was.
We couldn't find Grumpy Cat either.
I couldn't find Grumpy Cat at 4 comic book shops. They were all gone.
They had it there. They totally had it there.
Oh.
If you couldn't find it, we would have gotten one for you.
That was the only one I wanted. And instead I got that whole stack of them.
Wow.
The first place I went to had a limit of 4. The second place didn't really have a limit, but they didn't have a whole lot. The third place had a limit of 10. They had just stacks and stacks.
Wow.
And then the 4th place we went to was pretty late in the day, so they only had 2 left. Maybe like 5 or 6 copies of each.
And the 4th place is where I subscribe to my comic that I pick up once a month. So my Spider-Man comic is where that's Excalibur comic. That's where I go. So, what did you get, Bob?
Well, I also got Doctor Who.
Woo!
4 Doctors. And then one of the ones that my wife got, and the next 3 that I have all have something in common. They are all, and here's the weird thing about it is that they're free comic book day, but they're number ones, which means that this one here is Harley Quinn. And if you start collecting the Harley Quinn comic, it's going to start at number 2. The guy said that this is the first one of that run.
Okay.
And they did the same thing for, I'll just drop those on the floor. That way I can get them later, and they'll be right there for me. So I got the Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad's number 1, and the Batman versus Superman number 1. I got those just in case I decided to get the other ones later. But, you know, I don't know if I will or not. But
yeah, I don't think that we saw. I don't think we had access to any number ones.
they were all free comic. They're all marked free comic book day. And well, this one's marked Comic Fest. Actually, hold on a second here. Let me move these out of the way. Oh, damn it! Where is room for stuff? Rawr.
Floor has room for stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This one's marked free comic book day. The Suicide Squad's number 1. The DC number 1, maybe not, because it looks like an advertisement. It literally has the store's name stamped on the bottom, so it might have been an advertisement for the store. But I got that one because it's also a number 1. And then
there's a space on most of the free comics so that the stores can stamp on there.
Can't. I don't know where ours are. I can't show them.
Down here, right where I left them. There you go.
I also got a Sherlock Holmes title. That was in that pack. It was a wow, $3.99 for that one. But apparently nobody liked it because they were giving them away $5 for the whole pack. And unfortunately, I just get a random bunch. Here's The Lonely War of Captain Will Skults.
Did you get the Pokemon one?
I did not. I think my boy might have.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say we can send it to you with those other comics. I got it specifically in case you had it and you wanted to tell us something about it. I'm like, I gotta get that because of Bob.
Wow, that's cool.
I only like Pikachu. Well, I can't say that. I like Squirtle. But I don't like all of them. I only, like, if I played the game or whatever, I would really only do the 2.
You can't play the game that way. I mean, you could attempt it, but you wouldn't get very far because some of them can learn moves that you need to get through the game. Now, you said you have a Valiant?
Yeah, Valiant 2016, I believe it's
one of the ones that came with my free ones was a number 3 of Valiant.
So I discovered Valiant completely by accident. I was trolling through, God, what was I? I was trolling through something, and I saw Valiant now newly launched, or newly relaunched, and I'm like, okay, I'll peek in. So I kind of got all of them, and I was okay on the Eternal Warrior. I didn't really like it long term, so I stopped reading that one. Archer and Armstrong was way too Jesus-y for me. I didn't like the futuristic Rai, he's from Tokyo in the future. Tokyo in the future. That's the guy that's on the cover.
It looks like he's partially nude.
Well, he's a robot.
Oh, that had to go with the show name right there. See what I did?
I'm not a big fan of Bloodshot because they kind of presented it to me one way, and then I was like, I don't want the Punisher in a different comic universe because that's kind of how I felt he was.
Right.
Then I discovered Harbingers, and I was like, and I really liked it, and then it ended. I was like very disappointed, but they are going to come out with an offshoot of it, and I can collect that one, and it's called Generation Zero, I believe. It's coming out in August. I don't like the Imperium. Exo Man of War is okay, but that had been going for like 30 issues before I even found it, and I'm like, don't know if I can slog through that much to catch up. But yeah, I know a lot about the Valiant universe because I did a lot of research in discovering it. But the Harbingers stuff is really what I was interested in.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that one yet.
Oh, Bob, you're quiet.
You're quiet.
There we go. Your lips were moving, but nothing was coming out. Okay, now we can hear you.
I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. It's like number 48 in the series, and I mean it's quite a ways in there. Nightingale. That looks pretty cheesy. I mean, it looks like a kids type one. Like the characters are drawn kind of kids like and everything. They're all like part animal, part human, and they look very, very cheesy. I got Hit Girl and Heroes for Hire and Wing Girls. No, Owl Girls. It looks very bad, where they're literally all owls.
Oh my god. That's kind of weird.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I mean, here's the back of it, and it's, they're owls.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I got a Morning Glories, which never heard. I heard that one on a podcast. I do like the picture on the front. She's got those huge anime type eyes and everything. Stormwatch, dude's name. The Shaolin Cowboy.
I do not like the Shaolin Cowboy. I could not stomach that comic for more than a few pages, and then I just got sick of it, and I put it down. I couldn't do it.
Here we have from Marvel now, Ultron. This is a one-shot. I haven't really looked at. I'm not really a Marvel guy. I'm more of the DC.
And I'm just the opposite. I'm more Marvel and not DC.
Here we have the countdown to Final Crisis. And if I remember right from what I hear, Final Crisis was like a huge arc in the DC universe. Bite Club, the vampire crime unit. I don't know. Critical Millennium. Black Hawk. I'm pretty tired. I'm seeing things and I'm saying them, and I think I pronounced every one of them wrong the first time. So yeah, those are ones that were all in that pack. Here's episode 50, issue 52 of the DC Comics Batman Detective Comics. This is one that's boarded and so
wait, you were tapping me. Why were you?
Oh, I was gonna say our local news lady was talking about the X-Men movie the other night, and she was talking about Magento.
Yeah.
So that's your mispronouncing things made me think of Magento.
So, you know that I like the Miles Morales Spider-Man because I collect them. I have also recently discovered that the new Moon Knight series is fucking awesome. So I want to wait to see what the issue 3 is like, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start collecting that too.
Moon Knight Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, well, Moon Knight historically, what the basis for Moon Knight is that an Egyptian god Khonshu has inhabited Mark Specter and is granted him superpowers, basically. So, and then over most of the last 10 years, Mark Specter / Moon Knight has been cuckoo batshit crazy. So the series starts out with him in an asylum, and he's rediscovering that he is Moon Knight.
Nice. That's kind of what happened with Thor, wasn't it?
Kinda. I really like the Mighty Thor, the lady.
I haven't read anything on that yet.
So you don't know who the Mighty Thor lady is?
I've heard about her. The Weirding Willows. That's kind of weird. So yeah, I got some weird ones in that pack. Jinrise, Weird Willows. Body Snatchers. It says Snatch, right? Okay. Here's that Doctor Who one. Oh, here's one that I bought. All the $5 for all the trades. Afterlife with Archie. Yeah.
Did you know that they're going to do a TV show about Archie called Riverdale?
Yes. Yes, I did hear about that.
Is it going to be on the CW?
It's going to be on the CW.
Oh my God, I was just joking.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be.
I was listening to the other day, like they were debating as to whether or not the CW is going to be like the one-stop shop for all things superhero. Which, if they did that, like wow, that'd be great. They were saying, you know, the question was, is that something that we want? Do we want it all to be in one place? Because if it is, then they're going to control it all. They're going to be able to put all the stories where they want them instead of having like, you know, like the Marvel shows right now. We're not really watching the Marvel shows, but you have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There was a, what's that one? Carter.
Agent Carter.
Agent Carter.
There was another one, wasn't there?
I'm only aware of those two.
Jessica Jones. Wasn't there a Jessica Jones or something like
that?
That's
the
a Netflix original.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're also missing then Daredevil and the upcoming Luke Cage.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, can you imagine if those were all on the same channels as DC? I think it'd be a little confusing. Like we should have a channel for DC and a channel for Marvel.
Here's the thing: CW is owned by Warner Brothers, which is owner of DC Comics. So if they're going to do a one-stop for all superheroes, it's going to be DC. They're not going to bring in the Marvel stuff at all.
Cool.
But Marvel's got Disney's powerhouse of ABC Family, and all that other stuff that's attached to it, so they can do the same thing with the channel.
Here's Kevin Smith's Green Hornet.
Why Kevin Smith's?
Yeah, Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's writing comics now.
Well, he's been writing comics for a while. He did Daredevil. He did Green Arrow. Did,
that's the first one I heard of, was the Green Arrow.
Green Hornet. Well, actually, I don't. Yeah, he's done a lot.
Yeah. I like Kevin Smith. He's cool.
I can tolerate him in small.
There's nothing small about him. Let's see. Here's one, Starlight.
Bob, I guarantee that you and Kevin Smith standing next to each other aren't as wide as me.
You think? No, he's big.
I don't think he's as big as you think he is.
Remember,
people on TV are like 4.5 feet tall, and they're just tiny people.
I was 4.5 feet tall once.
2 feet ago.
Okay. Dr. Herbert West. Why does that name sound familiar?
Is that Wild Wild West?
No, Dr. Herbert West. It's this guy. I don't know. The guy doesn't look familiar at all, but the name Herbert West, that sounds familiar.
Well, I'll Google it while you're showing us other stuff here.
And the last one, I actually only have the one left. Gru.
Ooh.
And Gru looks like the characters from the Munchkin game.
Yeah.
Like something you'd see in a Sunday newspaper, Saturday newspaper, or whatever hell day they have comics in there.
Herbert West is a fictional character created by H.P. Lovecraft for his short story, Herbert West Reanimator.
Wow.
Huh.
Reanimator, the terrible 80s movie, by the way, as my favorite scene from a movie. The dude is like macking on this chick, and he starts going for her neck and stuff and tickling her. And she's like, no, no. And the scene immediately cuts to them in the sack. And then she's like, yes, yes. So in the span of 3 seconds, she goes from no, no to yes, yes.
Wow.
But the movie is god awful. It's bad.
I didn't lose it. I was going to say I lost all my music. but I didn't. It's all still here. Get 3 months free? I don't do that. Go to my music.
No, don't do Apple Music.
Yeah, I got all my music. Yay! Yay.
So it was probably all backed up to your iCloud on your computer?
Well, I've got some of my music. Oh my gosh, this isn't much.
Well, I know that the Apple Music, the people that have like stuff on their hard drives and then wanted to do the Apple Music thing, lost most of their stuff on their hard drives, and they're not sure where it went. It's very confusing and shit like that. So just be careful.
It looks like it's just the stuff that I literally downloaded from iTunes are the only things that's on here.
If you didn't have your old iPod backed up to your computer,
right,
then you're not gonna have it on the new iPod.
What?
You guys were frozen. Frozen. It said if you didn't have your old iPod backed up
to your computer, then that music wouldn't be there to put on the new iPod.
Okay, that makes sense. Blind Guardian's in here. That's cool. Blind Guardian's pretty cool. They're like medieval heavy metal. Like together.
Did you see both of our faces?
We didn't freeze either.
That's funny. I'll trade you.
Oh, wait a minute. Then you're going to want to trade this for a full one.
That's a great idea.
Oh, wait, you could do that?
All by herself, even.
Kansas. Last year, Kansas is one of the ones that showed up in our park.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have, in our zoo, there's a concert series in our zoo here. Actually, Weird Al, I think, was here last summer as part of that.
I like Weird Al. I mean, everybody likes Weird Al because it's Weird Al.
Eh.
I hate to watch her go, but I love watching her leave. Yeah.
Well, here's one that says health. I hit it and it laughs at me. What's this?
Oh, hey, Bob. You're a DC guy.
Yeah, I am.
So, did you get the DC Rebirth 80-pager that came out this last week?
No. What's that? What did you do? What is this?
You want root beer, or do you just want to stick with orange?
Fine, thank you.
Bob wants root beer, but I'll
Okay.
I'll take a
I'll take a root beer.
yeah, why not? So, do you want spoilers, or do you just want to get that and read it?
First of all, what is it?
DC Rebirth, DC Universe Rebirth is basically the short answer is they're doing what Marvel kind of did, and they're putting all their universes into one type thing. That makes sense.
Okay.
So in Rebirth, has got a twist that makes me excited, but doesn't make a lot of other people excited. So it's whether or not you want me to tell you, and then of course the people watching, I would have to say spoiler alert if I did it.
Go ahead and spoil it. I'm cool with that.
Okay, for everybody watching, this is your shot not to learn about DC Universe Rebirth #1, the 80-page comic book that came out on May 24th, I think. 25th? I don't know. Anyway, okay. The story's in 5 sections. 5 sections? I think 5 sections. Basically, Wally West, who is in his Kid Flash version, is running through universes, meeting people, trying to get out of this. I guess he's like dissipating in time. So he's trying to find someone, and he's running in, and he's connecting with people he thinks might help him get out. And basically, he's figured out that in the New 52 was the reboot of the DC universe, that someone has stolen, I think it's 10 years of everybody's memories, and in this reboot, I mean, that's kind of the angle. And then right towards the end, he runs into Barry Allen, And he's like, Barry, I know you don't know who I am. I'm Wally West. I'm your cousin or whatever it is. And I'm going away. I just wanted to see you before I left. Then Barry grabs him, brings him in, and he's like, I remember you. And then that's when things are supposed to start merging or something to that effect. I'm not sure how DC's doing it, but at the end, or actually all through the comic, you're kind of getting weird hints of things that if you're not really paying attention, I guess you're going to just think that they're odd. But right at the end is a watch that's on Mars.
Oh.
Of someone who is supposed to have created the New 52 universe.
Wow.
So the speculation, which is what makes me excited, is that they're going to say that the Watchmen are responsible for creating the New 52. So it's going to be like DC versus the Watchmen, and then they'll probably just merge the Watchmen in. Now, people hate that because they're like, oh, Watchmen's got to stay its own thing. No. I want an ongoing Watchmen title, people. I'll pay money for that.
Okay, what's the name of this book then? You said it's an 80-page.
DC Rebirth #1. See, DC. Let me bring it up. I've got it in an app. There we go. Sorry.
What the hell? DC Rebirth.
Apparently, I have to scroll all the way back to the beginning.
Okay, autocorrect is really reaching. I put D, and then I put C, and then I hit the space bar, and it changed that to school.
Okay. Whoa. DC Universe Rebirth #1.
DC Universe
Rebirth.
Rebirth. #1. So it's just coming out then. It's not a.
It just came out this past Wednesday.
Well, that's an 80-page thing you said though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's pretty close to 80 pages, but yeah. So I because we've already spoiled what the ending, I'll show you the ending. They keep going to the whole nine frame format. Oh, this is a great image too. Batman finding the comedian's pin.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So here's the 9-panel grid that Watchmen is famous for. It's the watch on Mars. And then as it's coming together, you kind of see the faces in that style that Dave Gibbons has. And then you get the Watchmen clock, obviously reminiscent of the pin. Therefore, to me, that's saying, hey.
Yeah.
Something that has bothered me about comic book fans, the impotent nerd rage that is comic book fans for a long time is, I believe, personally, that characters should advance. So I believe at this point in Bruce Wayne's life, he should have passed on the mantle to, I don't know, Terry McGinnis and be mentoring and or be dead. Now, that does not mean you can't tell Batman stories from certain eras or offshoots or whatever, or you can even have a separate Batman title, for instance, that has him, the Gaslight Batman, you know, the Sherlock Holmes style in him in the Batsuit. Great, no problem. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But for those of us that would like to see some advancement, let that happen in a. You know what? Give me my own title. I'll have the fucking offshoot.
Yeah, which you should totally do. That's pretty cool.
So, I like Shazam / Captain Marvel in all of his variations, but I really like the New 52 Shazam. So there's no reason you can't have the New 52 Shazam and the old school Captain Marvel Shazam operating at the same time in different places, because there's no rules. The only thing that's limiting you is yourself. So fucking do it. So right now, the two things that would get me to buy DC Comics: a Shazam ongoing of the New 52 version, preferably, but I would take any of them, and an ongoing Watchmen in the DC universe.
Wow. An ongoing Watchmen would be pretty cool. I love that the storyline, the fact that that the superheroes are all kind of, they're like real life superheroes, not like the superheroes from any of the other worlds.
Right. So, and it would be neat. Now don't do the whole they've already disintegrated part, but do when the Watchmen started to form, before Ozymandias becomes the crooked weirdo at the end of the movie. So, you know, they are still the Watchmen.
Yeah.
Do that version.
When they're still active.
Yes. And there's no keen act to make them remove their masks. So then we get to see them active and doing things, you know, and sure, is Night Owl basically Batman? Yes. He's essentially, for all intents and purposes, Batman. But so is Rorschach. But those are both great, awesome fucking characters.
Oh hell yeah. Rorschach was awesome. He was cool because when all the rest of them gave up, that fucker kept on going. He's like, no man, we've got a cause and we gotta do this shit. I like that. That was awesome.
So all the Watchmen are based off of the Charlton characters that DC bought Charlton Comics and then integrated all the characters into the DC universe. And Alan Moore wanted to use the Charlton characters to tell that story, but because DC said, no, we just bought these. We don't want you doing that with these. He's like, fine, I'll make analogs of them. So Dr. Manhattan is an analog of, I believe it's Captain Atom. And when they did the New 52 relaunch, they were turning Captain Atom into their version of Dr. Manhattan, but now they actually have a chance to bring Dr. Manhattan in, so I think they started moving him back towards the way he used to be.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that.
Research. I've already done it. You just ask me stuff, and I've already done it.
Why'd you keep beeping, computer? Like, what are you doing? Oh, might be.
Because if you have Facebook open, it scared the crap out of me the other day too. But yeah, she was having beeping problems, and we finally figured out it was Facebook. So
no, we never figured out what my problem was. Because even when the computer was shut on the table, it was making noise randomly.
Okay, so Tricia has problems that I can't fix.
Oh, it stopped.
Okay, it's on Kickstarter. What is that? It's a first wireless under-desk cycle. So it's like a little cycle that you can put on the ground underneath your desk and you can pedal. A little exercise thing. Which I don't need. I don't need something to remind me that I'm going nowhere in life.
I've seen little stationary sets of pedals before.
So that you're exercising?
Yeah. Why are you watching videos on Facebook?
Sorry, I saw that there was Facebook posts that I didn't know if I needed to check out.
Well, then maybe you should end your podcast.
No.
Oh my gosh. No, don't do things like this.
I won't end the podcast, Bob. Don't worry.
No, somebody posted on here. It's no matter who is president, Jesus is king. You know, I don't know. Oh, it's a movie. God's Not Dead 2 in theaters now. Okay, you'd be first to buy tickets to. I'm not watching that.
You're gonna have to fight us for place in line.
And I don't mean to be rude. I mean, I know there's people out there who have their beliefs and everything, but you know what? I don't know.
Your faith in Jesus is like a penis. I'm glad that you have one, and I'm glad that you're proud of it, but don't go waving it around in public. Nobody wants to see it.
Yeah, Yeah, that's something you don't want crammed down your throat.
Something I don't want crammed down my throat.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that a lot of the stories and everything, it's like you're reading this stuff and you're like, wait a minute, how do people believe this? How is it possible that people believe this?
And in the same breath, they'll go, well, it's all allegory. I mean, it's not, this thing literally didn't happen. But we have to follow it to the T. So if there's a law in there, that's not allegory. That's set in stone. What?
Right. It's the same thing that happens in where I worked at. You can hold up the rule book, and if I pointed to something in that rule book, they'd say, "Hey, that's just the guidelines. That doesn't mean shit." And if they pointed into the same book, well, that's policy, and that's the way that it works. It's like, same thing.
Somebody just went to level 55.
Was it me?
That means I have more energy to spend.
I think I'm at 66.
And I'm at 78. Actually, I might be at 79 now. I think I leveled up the other day. Or maybe I'm
playing too. I just got my boy to play a couple days ago. Or a week.
I'm 78, about to be 79. Tomorrow I will be 79 with all the XP I'm going to get from my daily activities.
Nice.
Yeah.
When I unlocked Darth Sidious's 7th thing, it said that you needed like 1 million to unlock him. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have realized that before I just spent all my money on leveling people up. Because I've got so many droids that I can't use because I can't afford to use them.
Yeah. And I don't know why. I did a search for it a long time ago, so I knew that the 1 million was the requirement. So I kind of started saving up when I knew I was getting Chewie close. And now basically I keep a reserve of 1 million. I can get 1 million fast.
It doesn't take much to get 1 million. Yeah, I realize that.
So yeah, now that I keep 1 million on hand, but if I need to, up some training and stuff, I'm okay going down to 1 million also. But yeah, I blew 1 million. I had 12,000 credits after upgrading ETH Koth, and I'm already at 995,000, and it was like a day or two ago at worst. So,
wow, yeah, challenges is where I ended up kicking my money up. The day that I needed that, the challenges were the one was on buying on the one where you can get money. So I just kept doing that one. Anytime I could, I'd go back in and do it again. And
I make most of my cash in the Galactic War.
Good place for it.
If you can't win the Galactic War, keep fighting until you can't go anymore, because that's still 50,000 credits you didn't have when you started.
Right. Hey, good job, people watching the show. With as much as we jump around from topic to topic, if you're watching this, you're fucking awesome.
Well, I came up with a theory because we were doing anchor shows. And you'll be happy about this, but I recruited Metal Jesus into our guild.
Wow.
So we got him playing. Well, actually, I don't know if he's part of the guild yet, but we got him playing, and as soon as he can, he'll be in the guild. And so my thought was maybe we should just have the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes edition.
Oh, nice. Now, one thing. It's compatible on the iDevice also, right? Yeah. So if I started on there, it's probably going to start like a brand new game on here.
It wouldn't if you use the same account, but This is your chance to do a second game, basically. A second account, basically, is your thought process, should be.
Yeah. Because you don't use the same game center to keep tabs on an Android and an iDevice.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
See, like for me though, I play it on my iPad and on my phone, and because you have the same game center on anything that's related, my game transfers from one place to the next.
Okay. Yeah, because I might be able to have like 2 separate ones going there, and then I'll be my own friend again, just like high school.
Yes. And we'll be both of your friends too, Bob.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll try that and see if it works. If it is, I'll totally do it. Brian I can't even recruit him yet because he's like, I think he said he's only like level 13 or something. So he
Okay.
doesn't have.
Have you participated in the raids yet?
I did. I don't know how far I got into it.
Well, we all basically there's the Gamorrean guards, then there's 2 or 3 levels of rancors, and
The one that
all
I
the
was in.
damage, all the damage and advancement I do counts for everybody. So if I tell you, "Hey, I just took down the Gamorrean guards," when you go in, you should go straight to the rancor.
Oh, like
So
right now, that's what's up. Is that guy? Now I can
well,
fight that now.
no, we finished our most recent raid, so I have to wait till we have 34,000 credits or whatever to do another one.
Okay.
30,000 to do another tier 1, but
I was gonna say because when I did it before, as soon as I hit that, it went to the fight, and now it's going to this instead.
yeah, I haven't initiated a raid because we only have 14,000 coins, so I mean we're halfway there. The more members we have, the faster that goes, but it's a slog because I think that we have 2 or 3 members that only play once every few days. I mean, they're not doing dailies, and it hurts.
I have to. Okay, so there's 2 different types of coins on this. I don't know if you can see this here.
Yeah, there's the swirly marble, and then there's the square triangular looking credit.
Yeah. Now, are those the coins that you need in order to raid?
The larger number on the right, the number on the right is larger, right?
Yes.
That is our group pooled number that, yes, we need to be at 34,000. The smaller number is what you can spend personally in the guild store or whatever it's called.
Cool. Okay.
So whatever the guild activity is, if we achieve the tier, the top, everybody that participated is going to get those little swirly marbles. But the higher you rank, the more swirly marbles you're going to get. So that's why when we get to a point to where we can all compete into something, I'm always pushing. Come on, guys! I want to get to tier 3. I want to do this. I want to do that. We get to go, go, go.
Yeah. So now I got the Jawa Engineer, the Storm Snowtrooper, and the Ima Gun D.
Yes.
I can get 5 points in any of them. I think I'll go for Ima. Ima Gun D.
And just so you know, those will change daily.
Okay. Or if you hit refresh, right?
Well, I don't see how it's possible. But I know that they change daily because I collected somebody one day and I went back in to get them again and I don't remember who it was, but they were gone. So I was like, God damn it. I got all these, I got 1,400 marbles, I believe. I mean, it's just a ridiculous number. And I don't really give a rat's ass about any of them. Wait, the Gamorrean guard's gone? Holy shit, the Gamorrean guard's not even in there anymore.
Yeah, I had the Jawa Engineer is the only one that didn't change. I refreshed it. I got one, refreshed it once, and then I got another one.
Okay.
So, yeah, refreshing does work. Did you know that you can compare your status to other guild members and manage? Well, you can.
What?
You can compare your status and manage to other players. Right now, you are number 1.
I'm number 1. I'm not, and that's has that refreshed or is that the refresh?
Followed by Darth Moose.
That's me.
That would be her.
And Lorek Avery.
It's refreshed. Now it's PvP attempts, and you, me, Tivadar, and Tricia are all tied with 1 attempt.
I'm way down on the old list there. Oh.
But what's the guild activity?
Guild activity?
Oh wait, you're looking at the guild ranking here. Let me go look at that.
You're under manage there.
Yeah. That's our weekly guild. So that guild your guild production, like it's like 600 every day that you can earn up to.
Mhm.
That's what goes into that triangular looking credit thing.
Okay.
So you had a couple of light days, which is why you're as low as you are.
Yeah, I went a couple days where I didn't play at all.
So,
I forgot all about it.
And we have 4 members that haven't done anything at all, like no guild bank at all. And if they continue to do that, I'm going to remove them.
Oh,
yeah.
Does that bring it down?
Well, I want to leave room for people that actually want to be in it. And if you're not doing anything, you obviously don't give a rat's ass.
Right. Or you don't have a rat's ass.
It's true. Metal Jesus, by the way, is Ethan Gailta.
Okay. I hope I didn't like. You get a request after like every battle, so some people I turn down, and hopefully I didn't turn down somebody that I wanted to have on my team.
Yeah. Anywho.
Well, no, because I think that the people, if it was Metal Jesus requesting to be your ally, you'd get it via email, the inbox.
Oh.
Versus like when you do a PvP battle, and then it says, "Do you want to be their ally?" You know, that's not us.
Right.
Click on randomly.
Yes.
So, do you participate? Oh,
hold on, just a second, guys. What's up? You said you need help with something? You got. Sorry. All right, hon. Good night. Love you. Bye bye. You what? Okay.
she doesn't want it.
That was my wifey.
I am also tired, but she's tired, and we both have teeth problems, but hers is actively hurting right now. So when I finish my root beer, we're going to end the show, and it's right here, so it's not like it's imminent. But I wanted to ask, do you? Damn it! It's been so long, I forgot what I was going to ask.
Sorry.
Star Wars related.
I don't know if Bob is my ally. Oh yeah, Bob is my ally. Yeah, you set him up for me when you first started.
What's Bob?
I wanted to make sure that you were one of my allies, and you are.
Oh. Yeah. Which means, in the event of a apocalypse of any kind, we are required to take any allies that we have in the game and transfer that to real life.
I think it would just be wise.
Yeah, I mean, there's a law about that.
It's going to be a lot easier for us to get together with Kevin than it will be with him and Metal Jesus. Will have to swing through Indiana on their way over here.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you right up front, Bob, if there's an apocalypse, particularly a zombie one, you are coming to me because we are on a coast and we are getting on a Navy ship and we are taking that sumbitch out into the water because be damned if I'm going to sit on the land and be constantly harangued by zombies.
But you know, if one zombie gets on that ship, you'll have nowhere to run to. Like the entire crew. Yeah.
But we can also kick their ass off the ship if we can get them up on deck.
Good point. Yeah.
And it's not like I'm saying let's get a sub. I'm just saying let's get a ship. And then when we want to, get close enough to it, we can like bombard a spot, killing a whole bunch of zombies at once with the big guns, or lure them all to that spot while we go someplace else.
Maybe one of those 6-foot subs, from Subway. That maybe I can. That's definitely. We could definitely do that. Not a big sub, but a 6-foot sub.
Right. How about the USS North Dakota? That's a ballistic missile sub.
Wow. That'd probably be nice.
There's a new ship being named after Portland too. I don't know what kind of ship it is though.
I don't know how well I would do on a submarine. I have like a bit claustrophobic.
Well, if you were me and I am you, which we are, we would probably steal an aircraft carrier.
Sounds like something I would do.
I want a cruise ship.
There you go.
Because they seem like they'd probably be more comfortable.
Wow, she's brilliant, dude.
Well,
and they come with entertainment and buffets.
What?
And pools and stuff.
Yeah, but see, they don't come with big guns to blow things up with.
Right, but pools. So
say okay, we steal an aircraft, or what steal? We take an aircraft carrier. Okay, we've got ourselves an aircraft carrier. We're not gonna. None of us know how to fly anything, so it's not like we're gonna be using the deck for anything specific. We can plant grass on top.
Tennis
too. Well, we can plant grass. We can build a garden on the deck.
Well, you're gonna have to.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's why I want the cruise ship. It comes with a buffet.
But no. And the idea behind a Navy ship is most of them are nuclear powered now, and that is a constant source of power.
Oh, that's good.
Right. Oh well, yeah, but we can get a thing. There's this guy who's got this thing in his chest, and it gives him a constant thing of power.
You're talking about the Iron Man?
Yeah. I've got an Iron Man.
Well, until the arc reactors made more. Wait. Oh. Yeah.
Oh God.
You're so funny, Bob.
I have one too, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to say it like that though. I've got an Iron Man. Not an Iron Man. That'd be weird. Iron Man.
Selfie with Iron Man.
You what?
I have a selfie with Iron Man.
Nice. Does whatever an iron can, which is getting out wrinkles. So where did I put oh, there he is. Little fucker. I had lost.
I know what I was going to ask you.
What's that?
Are you participating in the Omega events where they, for the Omega tiles, where they choose like 3 random characters and you can battle 3 tiers and possibly get the little Omega tiles to upgrade you guys with?
Where's that? Is that under challenges?
That's under events.
Events. I did do the. What was that one event called that I did? I did the Yoda one.
Okay. Well, there's an Omega Battles event.
Omega, yeah. Okay.
And every day you can go through 3 tiers, and the first tier is always like 100,000 credits. The second tier is a bunch of ability mats, and then the third one is the Omega mat. And you only get 1 Omega mat per day. But
nice.
But I did it the first time around. This is the second time around, and I forgot about it for like 2 or 3 days, so I missed a whole bunch of opportunities. But today's Omegas, all of the characters that I have selectable, most of them, if not all of them, are 6-star and above. So I laid waste to their challenge because I'm so jacked up. But if you get enough of these Omega mats, you can like super upgrade somebody. Now I have just enough to super upgrade 1 character with 1 specific feature, and now that I've got the ability, I don't know who to upgrade. So I'm trying to figure out who I want to really jack up and make superpowered.
I mean, and eventually, sooner or later, on a long enough timeline, we will get them all.
Yes.
But my background's not dark anymore. Remember, my background was really dark.
You're not blinking out nearly as often as I was worried you were going to. In fact, you even left and you didn't blink out at all.
Well, I think that's because when I plugged my computer in, my screen like lit up, and it lit up the whole damn room behind me.
Well, that's what happens when you actually give it power instead of letting it slowly die, Bob.
Wow. I just assumed it was going to kind of work off of my charming good looks. Apparently it was getting ready to die.
That should tell you something about your charming good looks, Bob.
Yeah, they're not that charming.
They need to be replaced.
Yeah, I only have 3 characters.
That was like, oh, did you
Somehow.
Oh, go all Spider-Man and shit.
the movie last night when he was counting to 3?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't want to say too much. I don't want to. I mean, it's not really a spoiler or anything, but
It's the funny part of the movie. Last night.
it's a funny part of the movie where the guy was counting to 3 on his fingers.
So which 3 characters do you have?
I got Qui-Gon Jinn.
Uh-huh.
I've got my Jedi guy, the one that you start the game with.
Counselor.
And then there's the chick, the Jedi-like chick. I don't remember her name.
With the pointy.
Luminara
ears,
Unduli, or
healer one.
Yeah, she's got like the princess type hat on, where it has like the
what's Luminara?
yeah, because I keep calling her Luminara.
So yeah, and I have all 3 of those. Plus, I had my Eve Koth, who I just made a 7-star. So yeah, I walked into all 3 battles, and whereas if I have like mid-level 40 characters that are 3 or 4 or 5-star, I normally have a hard time winning the ability mat one. But yeah, I just waltzed through this one without much effort at all today, and I'm hoping they do that again because that was nice.
And I'm only allowed to have 3 characters.
Yes.
Ricky.
I have access to all of them, but I can only choose 3, and I chose the most powerful 3 is what I did.
Come on up. Come sit with me. Come here.
I'm almost done with the 2nd tier. And the 3rd tier is not an option for me.
So then you don't have enough characters, or they're not high enough stars to go into the last battle. So until that event changes, you want to go in and do as many of the tiers as you possibly can because of the credits and the ability mats.
Right. Yeah, I got almost 100 credits on the first one. Okay, this one here, victory. What do I get? Gimme. Oh wow, 7 triangles, 2 hexes, and 4 squares.
We identify them as greens, blues, and purples.
7 greens, 2 purples, and 4 blues. Oh, that was a lot easier.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, I was doing the same thing as you. They're like tier 1, 2, and 3. But I mean, if you're looking at them, it's just like in Ingress, everybody was trying to figure out what to call the MUFG red capsule. Well, it's a red cap. It's just the easiest way to do it. Or people are calling it a muff cap too, also. But
I call it unhackable. Can't hack any of those stupid things.
I hack one like every 3rd time I hack something, and she can't hack one at all.
You guys glyph?
No, I don't.
I haven't glyphed in a really long time. I glyphed the other day, and I'm like, holy crap, am I out of practice?
Somebody showed me they had a glyph cheat.
Yeah, Android people do that.
Yeah. I don't have that. I didn't have that option.
Yeah, we don't either.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have an Android, so maybe I do have it.
I mean, yes, you can cheat. We can't.
Yeah.
It's not like, there's going from here to work. I go by, if I stop on the way to work, because I would literally have to stop my car on the way to work, I can get 3 portals going to work and 3 portals coming home from work. That's it.
Well, you got to go with what you got. Once Tricia hit the black badge for that hacking several days in a row.
Yeah, the daily hacking. You had to hack 360 days in a row to win it.
Yeah.
I missed it twice. Like mine got reset twice, and the second time it happened, I'm like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. So as soon as she stopped, we haven't played. I mean, we can go for 3 or 4 days without touching Ingress now, but when I'm in it, I'm like, yeah, I want to do stuff. And then the other day, I was trying to knock down my post office because it's a portal, and I realized I didn't have very many bursters. So I kind of got to go in and rearrange stuff because I bet most of my red caps are all full because I'm growing bursters.
You're growing bursters?
Yeah, you know the red caps pay interest. You know that, right?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, the red capsules. If you put items in it, you know, say put in 20 or 30 level 8 bursters,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you watch, you know, the number, they'll multiply.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what the red caps are for. Is specifically to grow to pay interest. Is because the MUFG is a bank. You know, they've sponsored that name of the capsule, so yeah, they pay interest.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
then
red caps. Okay, so what's the actual name of the red caps then?
MUFG.
It's an MUFG capsule. That's what it looks like.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any of those.
And yeah, and I got like 8 to 10 of them.
So,
Wow.
and there's also a Lawson Power Cube. You know, there's Power Cubes level 1 through 8, and then there's one called Lawson. And the Lawson Power Cube, I don't know how much it has in it, XM specifically, but if you use one, it will keep feeding XM to you until it's exhausted. It'll have it has your main bar at the top of XM, and then it has a smaller bar below it that's, I want to say, divided into 4 portions. And as you use XM, the bottom power bar loses, you use it up there first, and it just keeps your XM bar full until you've exhausted the entire Lawson Power Cube.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that one I think would be really helpful on like first Saturday missions. You know, when you go out and you're basically playing war against each other. I think that would be really useful. For us, or for me particularly, it was really useful when I ride the train downtown on the Max and I get into an area of blue, and then during that last anomaly, all of the XM disappeared around portals. So then I'd use one of those Lawson Power Cubes and I'd be able to just, you know, keep killing all the blue portals as I went through.
Wow, I could imagine there'd be a lot of people riding those buses and trains and stuff that play this game.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, you don't run into them as often as you think you would, but there's been like one time I got on the bus to go home after volunteering, and one of our team players was getting on the bus after work to go home, and so we rode together. Oh, he's showing us something.
I got one of these, just a regular capsule.
Yeah, that's just, it'll store stuff, but it won't multiply. Yeah, so we were on the bus together, so we were playing. There's been a couple times where you'll see activity around you, and so you'll message the person and be like, you know, are you on the 20 bus or are you on the Blue Max? You know, and sometimes they're like, oh, I was just walking through the area, or no, I'm in a car. I mean, so you'd run across them in the same area because you'd see either your portals were being killed or somebody, like, you'd neutralize a portal and want to take it over, and all of a sudden someone else took it instead.
Yeah.
You know,
and you guys do like communicate with both teams then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It just, man, like that when I first started playing, man, I was looking at, they're the enemy. It's like I wanted nothing to do with these people. It's like, you know, I was like angry they'd get it, and I'd just be like yelling at my phone or whatever. I'm looking around for these, like, you just imagine that there's like spies right around the corner from you that are attacking your shit, and it's like, and then my buddy's like, oh yeah, I'm messaging these guys, and they're like, you know, they're dropping stuff for him to pick up, like, but they're on the other team. And he's like, well, yeah, but they're nice people. I'm like, you just can't do that.
Bob, they're just misguided.
Yeah.
DJ, do you remember Zach Monazor?
No, that
the Flying Hawaiian. He was a Hawaiian dude that we were in the military with. Well,
Yeah.
I mentioned I shared the Pokemon post thing, how you can sign up for the Pokemon Go, and he said, "Do you play Ingress?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And he's like up with your guys' level on the green team in Hawaii.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I don't remember that name at all.
That's cool. Yeah, sorry.
I did sign up to be one of those beta testers with the Pokemon Go.
Oh,
I
you did?
haven't heard anything, but
Yeah.
I did sign up. I figured Portland is probably going to be a good place to beta test it with all the activity we have on Ingress.
Where do I sign up?
I don't. Where does he sign up?
I shared a link on my page.
On his page. So, but what? Yeah, I told him to go to your page. Regarding Ingress, when we were in Bismarck, it was more of an enemy type situation, and they people. I mean, it's not that we had an issue. I think it's more that our particular blue players had issues.
Oh.
And so they were really obnoxious. And then towards the time we were moving, there were some new green players, and they were also really obnoxious towards both sides, like even their own teammates. So things didn't flow so well there. But in Portland, we have first Saturdays, although we haven't for the last few months, but for the first year that we were here, we had first Saturday events where you would get together and, battle against each other. And then we would always have an end point where you would go to eat and drink or just hang out and socialize both sides.
That's really
cool. So yeah, they're much friendlier here. And even like we ended up in Eugene a couple weeks ago. DJ was there for a conference, and I ended up driving down there. It's about 100 miles away, 110. And so neither of us have ever been to Eugene before. So we walked around the downtown area. All of Eugene was blue.
Huh.
And so we were just laying waste to Eugene. And shortly after we started, there were some people on our tail rebuilding it and fighting back. So that was kind of funny.
I still have root beer, but I got to pee.
But one green player did message us and just said hello. And we asked if they were in the downtown area, but he said no. So we didn't meet up with him. Before we moved out to Portland even, we were playing Ingress when we came out here for vacation, and we met up with with a green player that we just messaged in the comm and met her. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not a social person to begin with. I don't know why. I just if somebody starts talking to me, I'll talk back. I'm not like rude, but I'm not the type that if I'm standing next to somebody in line or something, I don't start talking to them.
Oh, I would, but I know my dad is like that, and I get that from him.
I mean, there's reasons why you would. If you got somebody standing there and they're wearing, like, let's say a zombie shirt or something, like Walking Dead fan, hell yeah. And they start talking about that, and now you got something to talk about. But unless there's something there to specifically make you talk about it.
Yeah. I know, like for us, as far as my socialness goes, I guess, is I like being in Portland because we really don't know anybody here. And so we're in this sea of over 2 million people, kind of completely anonymous. And
I forgot to let the camera switch back and forth.
Oh. And so I guess I'd rather not know people, because then you don't have anybody here to stand you up with plans or to make you feel bad about yourself when they decide to, you know, go out for their birthday and they don't invite you?
Now, I shared something on Facebook the other day that said if they don't miss you now, they never appreciated it when you were there, or something like that.
Right.
There are literally 3 or 4 people on my entire Facebook feed that give a rat's ass that we are not there to do stuff with. And I regret that 2 or 3 of them are people I would not have thought would have been hanging out material, or would have hung out with us on a regular basis had I just extended an arm. I had no idea.
Right.
So.
And in Portland, I don't know if you've made a friend that we've hung out with that I haven't met first. Like the closest thing I can think of is Lois's husband.
Daryl.
Yeah, the guy who turned 60. We went to his 60th birthday party a couple months ago. I mean, you know, as far as his job is concerned, because he's management, you can't hang out with the people that you supervise.
And this is my problem that I have always had, and I realized it almost immediately when I got into management, is that management people are doing the hoity-toity, drink wine, finger in the air. That's the type of people they are. They go to plays, they own real estate, they vacation in the Hamptons, they do all that weird shit. And I don't want to do any of that shit. I want to read fucking comic books, and I want to swear, and I want to tell off-color jokes, and I want to do all this stuff, and all those people are below management.
Right. There's some people who just, for some reason, some people have an issue with dick and fart jokes.
And I'm...
Oh, yeah.
I stick out like such a sore thumb socially among my peers that it's awkward in a lot of situations. Like somebody will say, hey, I did this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm happy for you.
I rode the Max and played Ingress this weekend, and then we ate hot dogs downtown.
Wow.
And for me, the people, since I don't work, my social interaction comes with volunteering. And so I can hang out with all sorts of random people one weekend, and it's like, that's it. It's like a one night stand of friendship.
Right.
For a weekend, and maybe if they volunteer at something that I'm at again, you know, I'll see them. But there are those people too where I run into the same people volunteering at multiple events. Otherwise, I just hang out with them for a weekend. It's fun, and I never have to see them again.
That's cool or sad, depending on how awesome they are.
You know, well, there's one lady that I volunteer at somewhere weekly, and so me and this other lady became friends through that because we both volunteer in the same department, and we just show up on the same day all the time. So she's kind of the only person that I've really hung out with more than just random volunteering. And she calls me the other day, and we're talking on the phone, and she said something about getting into deep conversations with people, or something about maybe messaging gets old, you know, just texting or whatever. I'm like, oh, I'm fine with that. And she's like, but how do you ever make a deep connection with somebody? I'm like, why do I need to? And she's like, but don't you just like to, you know, be able to talk to somebody for a long period of time? I'm like, well, I'm married, so that's kind of where that comes in. I said, but I told her, I said, other than that, you're the only person I talk to on the phone. And she was a little shocked that she was the only person that I have conversations with physically talking on a phone. Otherwise, it's messaging or, you know, through Facebook or.
And Bob, you were the only person I talked to over a connection for long periods of time, and I have 80 episodes to prove it.
And you know what's weird though is, I mean, we've got plenty to talk about, and like, because most of the stuff we agree with, and we have like connections with. There are the things that we don't agree with, and we don't even talk about. You know, I see your post on Facebook. You probably see my post on Facebook, and we don't talk about it.
Somebody even asked me the other day, it's like, Bob's views are like way different than yours. I'm like, yes, we do not talk about politics and we do not talk about religion, and those two things have kept us really happy.
Right. Yeah. And it's, but other than that, we do have a lot of common.
Well, we have the shared experience, and then it's kind of branched out because then it's like, well, you know, I've been a long time comic collector. Me too. I found this wonderful game. Well, let me check it out. And then the next week, it's like, oh, this game is so awesome.
And you got to think that like everybody out there has got the same thing. You've got things in common with everybody out there, but it's finding those things that you have in common that's a pain in the ass. And it's like, are you willing to put up with all the bullshit to get to the things?
The cat is rolling a golf ball across the floor, and it's really loud.
Wow.
He likes it because it's loud, and I like it because our floors aren't even, so you can roll it in one direction, and then it'll slowly turn. And
Yeah,
start
the
going
house
back
is not
and stuff.
flat.
Yeah. See, but you know, I have the opposite thing that happens sometimes, not always, sometimes. That it's like, I don't know if it's all the drugs I took when I was a kid or what, but my mind's a little screwed up when I look at things a little weird. So when you see something, I wonder about things like, oh, I don't even know how to put this. Like you see somebody walking down the street, and it's like this person technically didn't exist at all. This person did not exist until they came into my view. And then when they go out of my view over there they are. They didn't exist. Like there's like no record in my mind that this person ever existed before 5 minutes ago. You know? And now that they do exist, you wonder, are they here for the weekend? Are they like, do they live here? Do they have a dog? You know, it's like, you start wondering things, and it's like, I don't know if it's just me, like I said, from screwed up brain from past, or if it's something that people think. But you know, I'm driving down the road. I'm the only one in the car. It's nighttime. There's no cars around me. There's times when I go all the way to work and never see another vehicle, and that's like 2 towns away. And it's weird, and it makes you feel like. There was somebody who had said, one of our teachers was talking about the green blob theory, that everything on this planet is just a green blob, and that our minds make it what it is. That we only see things like, kind of like the Matrix is, how everything's like inside of our minds. And so then you're driving to work and you don't see anybody. It's like literally nobody exists at this moment but me. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool little way of looking at things, but at the same time, you guys have so many people around you, though.
I have always said that being in North Dakota, I wanted to be in a population center, which is where I'm at now, but I don't want to have to deal with anybody. And it's exactly where we're at. We don't know anybody, so there's not the awkward conversations or the, oh, I've been avoiding that person. Now they just saw me. Now I have to explain why I've been avoiding them for so long and blah, 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 this. And North Dakota is just the opposite. You got all this vast expanses of stuff and hardly anybody there. So the 6 people that you know are the 6 people you're going to know for the rest of your goddamn life, because that's it.
Right. Now I'll tell you what, there's things that require more people, though. Like the D&D type games and any of the role-playing games, you can't sit down and play euchre by yourself unless you're doing that online. So, there's a lot of games that you can do online. You never have to deal with anybody at all. But other than that, you kind of need these social hubs in order to do stuff.
So, well, and I looked up the population. I think we were kind of talking about this last weekend with the Kevins. the Bismarck population was 60-some thousand people, and the Portland, with its suburbs all around us, is a little over 2 million people. So,
Wow.
so we went from 60,000 to over 2 million, and
Okay, that's just in Portland?
Yeah.
That's Portland and all of the suburbs that touch that we can easily get to. I mean, you don't notice it's you don't notice it's a suburb. You're just driving down the street, and all of a sudden, on this side you're in Portland, and on this side you're in Gresham.
And Warsaw, Indiana has got 13,000 people.
Well, and where we grew up had 3,000.
And the way I explained it to her parents when they were here is the way I like to think about Portland. So, and I'll explain it to you in the same fashion. Portland, while it is gigantic, is really just a bunch of little Warsaws next to each other.
Oh.
Although the suburbs here are bigger than Portland, or bigger than Bismarck. Like, I think the population of Gresham or Clackamas is over 60,000, even in the suburbs.
And you're going to have your spots where it's like super populated, and there's going to be some bad, uncomfortable, driving spots where like the traffic is super heavy. But I mean, our neighborhood is distinct, and when you have crossed into a new neighborhood because there are
less gunshots. Oh, is that not what you're going to say?
No, because there is the other distinct, the distinctiveness of that neighborhood, or
right.
Basically,
gigantic stone arches.
Basically, by the you can judge where you're at by whether or not you've seen a grocery store in a while. Because I mean, there's like a grocery store and then a whole bunch of stuff around it, and then people, and then there's a grocery store, a whole bunch of stuff around it, people, and these are all.
There was Chicago was like that too, though. We lived in the suburbs of Chicago, and you're driving, and like all the houses looked exactly the same. Like all these had the bricks with the steps had like these white things that came out that people would sit on and stuff. And then you'd go, all of a sudden, those houses would stop, and you'd have the houses that looked totally different, and they'd have the big rocks in the sides, and all of them would look like that. And like you would know the different neighborhoods because every house looked exactly alike in each neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. And here they have names for all of the neighborhoods. So all of the different sections of Portland are not only divided by visual differences, but by actual neighborhood names. Like we live in one neighborhood, DJ's post office is in a different neighborhood. My brother lives way away from us, so he's in a different one.
And not everybody knows their neighborhood. So like my post office is the Lentz post office. So we service the Lentz neighborhood, but I'm pretty sure we service part of Gresham too, which is a whole different city in comparison to Portland. But the post office reaches so far. So, I mean, there are smaller post offices that only service a neighborhood. But I think of it as post offices. So, I'm in Lentz. There's a Creston post office. There's a Piedmont. There's a Rose City. There's a Forest Park. And that's how I think of the city, as these little chunks of postal territory.
And then downtown, there's the Pearl District, and there's Goose Hollow, and there's the Alphabet District, and there's Chinatown, and I mean there's a ton of different ones downtown.
We're
too.
Fairly close to the Jade District, which is a new one that's cropping up. There's a lot of Vietnamese and Chinese people in the area. Lentz, all the customers that come to Lentz, I would say that at least more than 50% of them are Vietnamese or Russian. Specifically.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I'd say about a quarter of everybody that comes in knows anything outside their native language, which is not English. So that makes it hard to communicate. But I mean, there's only so many things you're at a post office for. So
right.
your carriers are in the office, they speak all the languages. I mean, he has different.
I have one Russian speaker who, if she's not in the office and a Russian speaker comes in, I'm kind of shafted. But I'd say a quarter, if not a third, of my carriers are all Vietnamese. So there's a lot of Vietnamese speakers I can rely on. I got 3 or 4 Chinese speakers, a couple of Spanish, a couple of Filipino. There's a lot.
Yeah. Wow.
It's very different from the Midwest out here.
Yeah, whereas it was white people and Native Americans, and here it's a vast array of all kinds of stuff.
We can actually be a minority depending on where we go.
Well, they say that over the whole country that whites are becoming more and more of a minority.
Well, I mean, if you don't put whites up against any other single individual group, yes, we are the majority of it. But if you, as a whole, we're vastly outnumbered.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But you and me, having experienced the Navy from before, when I got here, I was just completely, it's okay. There's just different colored people here. Great. Woo. And
right. I wonder at what point, how big we need to be outnumbered before we can start saying, you're only treating this way because I'm white. I mean, when can we start doing that shit?
We will long be dead.
Really?
Yeah. The Earth might even be gone at that point.
Oh.
So, in case you haven't noticed, I'm empty.
Her tooth doesn't hurt right now.
Her tooth doesn't hurt, but we just took our sleepy pills, which means they're going to be kicking in here pretty soon.
I wanted to say one thing. The Kevin that's on your guys' podcast with you, he lives in Oregon also. He lives south of here by quite a bit. And he was saying last week, and I guess I didn't realize this, but he said that Oregon in general has like something over little over 3 million people in Oregon. And of that 3 million, 2.2 or however many live in the Portland area. So,
wow.
Yeah, like this is the major hub of people. And I guess from what I've seen on TV, because we never get out anywhere, but apparently there's mountains here, and there's desert, and there's forest, and there's all kinds of different things here. Like we've got it all apparently.
With that many people, there's only I'm thinking, okay, big buildings and lots of zip lines.
Well, there are big buildings downtown.
Yeah.
And there is one aerial tram, which is kind of a zip line.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how cool would it be to be able to have here's this building here, and not the bottom, not on the street, but like halfway up it, you have like a restaurant that you can get to, like from all the other stuff, like a tram that stops at this restaurant way up off the ground and shit. Like a subway, but like an air subway.
Yeah, but think of how hard it would be for that tractor trailer to back up to it to unload all the supplies.
By train.
What there are a lot of is those kind of mixed use buildings. Not quite in the fashion that you're stating, but a lot of the larger buildings have stores or restaurants, coffee shops, services like that on the main floor or the couple floors at the bottom. And then the several stories above it is housing to live in. I know our Safeway's like that. There's our grocery store that's pretty close to us is kind of like a little sort of L-shaped almost strip mall kind of thing with a bunch of stores in it. And then above it for several stories, there are apartments. And like the apartment building that the lady lives in that I work for, the main floor has an elementary school.
Wow.
Like for that kind of area of town, they have school on the main floor, and then several stories of apartments. And right next door to them, there's a 9-story apartment building going up right now. There's a lot of big buildings going up.
That's cool. It would be totally cool to have walkways going between the buildings and stuff, though. That'd be really neat.
Yeah, I'll share some links with you on some building concepts that Japan was looking at, because they have a population issue. You know, they're on an island, and basically they've covered every square inch of the island, and now the only place to go is up.
Yeah, or down. I mean, they could totally go down. Like that's something that's been being done longer than people. Before recorded history, people were digging down into the ground, where we don't even know who these people were because they died and there's no records. But they've got like these massive underground caverns where people lived. The one was like it supplied living space for like 20,000 people or something like that, including storage and livestock and everything else. That's awesome.
We'll have to look at that. I can feel my sleepy pills kicking in, my eyes getting heavy. So,
all right, guys.
We're gonna plan next week, and I think we should do a Star Wars Galaxy Heroes special edition.
Sounds good. We can do that.
And that's just our anchor topic. I mean, we can still wander. And next week will be the return of Mad Libs. We're gonna do at least one.
Cool.
I meant to do one today, but we just kind of floated. So,
verb. It's what you do.
Yes. So we will speak in the future, and anyone who is watching this, there's going to be very little after show. I need to tell Bob the in joke so that he understands the in joke. And for the rest of you, we'll be back next week for episode 81.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.